Trump's next trick.
Reports say these are families of the hostages who are still in Gaza. They want a ceasefire so that their people can be brought back. Earlier, Egypt had proposed a new deal. Egypt is mediating between Israel and Hamas. It proposed a 2-day ceasefire in exchange for the release of 4 hostages. Netanyahu is said to have rejected that proposal. He doesn't want an end to the war, neither in Gaza nor in Lebanon, it seems. And in this scenario, the chances of an escalation with Iran and the risk of a wider war in West Asia will remain alive.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
I promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, we got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Up on Australian plumber stories. That's right. Boy, Australia. All his work is off-grid. It's in real remote areas.
Around these parts, I'm known as a remote plumbing specialist.
I enjoy this kind of work more than city work. You can't just go down to the store if you forget something.
I have to get all the gear ready. Some of the big stuff we actually got it shipped over in the ferry because we can't take in the plane.
Say that looks delicious. When you got chicken and rice, you gotta have chicken and a biscuit crackers. If you ain't got no chicken and biscuit crackers to go with your chicken and rice, boy, you a man. What is you eating chicken and rice for? All right. This is my homemade chicken and rice that I just made. Y'all see this is fresh out the pot, fresh in the pot, fresh in it. So what is in my chicken and rice? I got about a pound and a half of chicken. I got about a half a cup of rice. About a whole cup. Half of a whole cup of rice. Got some carrots, got some celery, got some onions, got some bell peppers. Like pound and a half of chicken. And I put a pack of romaine. Romaine. Listen now. Romaine. I put a pack of romaine in here. Oh my God, romaine. I got some romaine in it. So this is what it looked like with a fresh scoop. Look at it, look at it. It is creamy, it's juicy.
The aircraft is called the C-295. It used to be manufactured by a Spanish defense company, but it later merged into Airbus. India has ordered 56 of these planes. 16 will be delivered from Spain. The remaining 40 will be made here in Vadodara. It's a big deal for the Indian Air Force. These planes can play multiple roles. They can carry food, they can carry cargo, carry out evacuations, and also the odd patrolling missions. They will replace
Y'all know what? I cannot do this like everybody else. We're going to put some Mexican cheese on top of it. Spice it up real good. About a handful of Mexican cheese. That ought to make it taste real good. Pop it just like that.
He highlighted the progress made in the last decade.
We're going to put some of this Mexican cheese on it. Spice it up.
अगर हमने ठोस कदम नहीं उठाए होते तो आज इस मंजिल पर पहुंचना असंभव ही था.
This factory is a big first step. It will create around 3,000 direct jobs. Plus, it will create a supply chain. As you know, an aircraft requires hundreds of parts and electronics. The plan is to source them from across India, from MSMEs. or medium and small enterprises. That will create another 15,000 indirect jobs. So we're talking about an ambitious plan. Once this military order is done, the factory can always make other things, maybe even civilian aircraft. After the inauguration, the focus turned to diplomacy. Prime Minister Modi and Sanchez held a road show. Hundreds of people turned up to greet the
Chicken and rice.
roadshow done. It was time for talks. Prime Minister Modi hosted Sanchez at the Lakshmi Vilas Palace. Both leaders were joined by quite a large delegation. The Prime Minister talked about deepening bilateral ties. Prime Minister Sanchez noted India's importance in the current geopolitical climate. This is what he said.
Excellency, buenos días. नमस्कार। उसी प्रकार आपकी इस यात्रा से हमारे संबंधों में एक नई ऊर्जा और उत्साह का संचार हुआ है। आज C295 प्लांट के उद्घाटन के साथ साझेदारी के एक नए अध्याय की शुरुआत भी हुई है।
Why only a couple come out
I
of
am certain that this visit will strengthen our bilateral relations and will honor the weight and influence that both India and Spain have.
only a
in the
couple
world.
come out of time?
Complement each other. India plays a
God
prominent
damn
role
it! Come on,
not only in
motherfucker!
the
Oh
Indo-Pacific,
hell no!
but also in the wider
God damn it.
geopolitical context.
How y'all doing? Y'all, somebody staring at my goddamn crackers too hard. How y'all doing?
Amazon fall favorites are here.
Man, I couldn't get but a couple crackers to come out at a time.
Heavy and more.
Do not be laughing at me.
Shop
We're
Amazon
gonna try this
fall
again.
favorites now.
I got a big hole in the bag. Why they ain't?
Popeye's new Ghost
They supposed to come out like cereal.
Better try it before it goes to our menu. And this holiday season, you
there
can
we
order a
go.
Cuban
There we
style turkey at your local Popeye.
Damn it, the whole pack.
Modi and
Lord, that
Sanchez
chicken
are
pie pie.
to turn this relationship.
Oh man, you know what? Fuck these damn crackers. God damn it. I just
$10
got tired trying to get some crackers out of the goddamn box. Okay, we're gonna see what they taste like now.
But not extraordinary. So what is Pedro Sanchez hoping to
Mm,
achieve in
God.
India? Maybe more options. You see, Sanchez has invested a lot in his relationship with China. He visited China twice in the last 18 months.
I'm gonna
Even tried to
stuff these on the side.
and Chinese vehicles.
These things right here taste so good.
Members do not agree with this approach, so they are tightening the screws on Beijing. Which is perhaps
Look at
why
him.
he's turning to India. And for New
Stuff
Delhi,
these down the
Pedro
side.
Sanchez is a key
All
ally
these
to
finna
have.
get ate.
Spain is the fastest growing major economy in Europe, plus Sanchez is emerging as a force. He has defied the EU on a number of issues, whether it's giving tanks to Ukraine or opposing Israel or reaching out to China. Sanchez is carving out his own place in the bloc, and he can afford to do that. The likes of Macron and Olaf Scholz are facing domestic setbacks, but Pedro Sanchez is better placed at home.
Now look at it. See with my chef decoration skills. See how I got that? Look at it.
Something that he did in India too.
Spain maintains
That's all you need. Thank you for that. You say it look good. It tastes real good.
Increased presence in Africa and its Pacific Forest.
Whew. Ooh, yeah. Time to eat. That chicken and a biscuit give it more flavor. You spread the crackers around it and you eat it with the fork. Civilized. What this thing got cheese falling off, coming off, brother. Look at that. Look at that cheese. Look at that cheese. Watch the cheese. Look at that cheese. Look at that cheese. Oh my God. I can't wait till I open my restaurant. Mr. Snaggerpuss Wings and Greens. And everything in between. Soul Food Eatery. That's what I'm gonna name it. Sometimes tell me a simple joke. I don't know why every time somebody asks a comedian to tell them a joke, that comedian mind go blank. Like, I got a whole bunch of jokes, but the moment you ask me to tell you a joke, I can't think of nan one of them motherfuckers. I'm not that type of comedian that tell jokes. I'm just funny and make people laugh. I'm that new age. I'm part of that new age comedy shit. That we just get on stage, be ourselves, and we have humor points. We know how to pull humor. We got punchlines, but we don't write shit. I don't have to. I got a photographic memory. What's up, thank you. This was pretty good. Then My second restaurant. That was pretty good. I ain't trying to get full, so I ain't gonna eat no more of it right now.
Next report tells you more.
But I am gonna come back later and eat some more.
Donald Trump. On Sunday, the former U.S. president held a rally in New York City at Madison Square Garden.
He did.
He made his name as a property developer and a media personality. And this is the place he chose to deliver his grand closing pitch for this presidential election.
And now, please welcome our next
You want some chicken and rice?
Commander-in-Chief, my husband, President Donald J. Trump.
Man, got some chicken and rice right here, man. Say something. All right, man. Here. Here, just sample it and tell me if you think you like it.
Running mate J.D. Vance, Tesla CEO
You made it?
Elon
Yeah, I
Musk,
just cooked it.
billionaire Vivek Ramaswamy,
You like it?
conservative pundit Tucker Carlson,
No, dip it in
and
the spoon.
many
Oh, that's a new spoon,
high-profile
eh?
supporters.
It's already in there?
It's already ready.
Oh, let me get some.
See that? He said, yeah. Let me eat this shit. I ain't gonna eat it all.
I'm not just MAGA. I'm Gothic MAGA.
How to do?
They call this a spread, bro.
They do?
Yeah, this is what they make in prison, right? But it's a spread. It's a spread with free world ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a real meal.
Let me see. You don't have Doritos, huh?
No, bro. You got. This is what set it off right here. Yeah, chicken. They call chicken and biscuit.
I don't see no stinking Nazis in here. I don't see no stinking.
Have you ever had these before?
domestic terrorists in here.
See?
The only thing I see in here are a bunch of hard-working men and women that are real Americans, brother.
The rally was all about making America great again. Donald Trump played to his base, talking about illegal migration and attacking Kamala Harris.
If Kamala Harris gets 4 more years, our
You're welcome, bro.
economy
God
can
bless
never
you.
recover.
Save us some money, man. We gotta start making
If I
lunches.
win, we will quickly build the greatest economy in the history of the world.
How you doing?
Which is what we had in our last
See that
term.
beautiful thing, black and brown?
We will
You see, at
rapidly
first he was like, no, I'm cool. I said, man, just taste.
Very simply,
Just taste. That motherfucker dipped that, he tasted that motherfucker. He's like, man, hell yeah, let me get some. Hey, when you know how to cook, hey, when it's good, it's good. Hey, nothing you can do about it. Hey. You motherfucker tearing that up. Don't you do it? Like, no, I'm cool. No, man, tasted good. Fresh shot. That shit fresh out the grease. I just finished. I ate a big bowl. I was like, man, that shit good. Yeah, that's all scratch. It's all everything. The chicken, I cooked the chicken. I bought the chicken from the Mexican restaurant, from the Mexican grocery store. You know, the little in the deli where they got the onions and bell peppers and shit. So it was like, it's really like a taco meat. So I bought that. It's already broken down. Same thing. If you buy the chicken and strip it down, put your own onions and bell peppers, it's already ready. Little cheat sheet. But I put all my seasoning on it, and you know, I seasoned it, put the rice in it, rice, carrots, got some celery in it, some bell peppers, onion. Yeah, I wish I could open a restaurant. I know my shit'd be good. Some people say, man.
In one poll, Kamala Harris is leading Donald Trump by 50% to 49%. In another, she's leading by 51% to Trump's 47%. But both are within the margin of error. And the Democrats know this. So they brought out the big guns this weekend.
It's impossible not to feel the energy in this room, the positivity, the community, the humanity. We are at the precipice of an incredible shift, the brink of history.
So I hope you'll forgive me if I'm a little frustrated that some of us are choosing to ignore Donald Trump's gross incompetence while asking Kamala to dazzle us at every turn.
Well,
just 8 days to go, candidates
Kamala is dazzling us at every turn.
Have already cast their ballot in what's turning out to be one of America's tightest elections in decades.
This is your opportunity. All the searches and interviews, it all comes down to this. This is your time to be there when a loved one needs you most. This is your day, the day you've been waiting for. And this is your new beginning, because now everything means more. From unemployment benefits to disability to paid family leave, at your EDD, we provide you the support you need when you need it most.
Now let's take a look at a different election, the one that just took place in Japan. Japan got a new prime minister this month. His name is Shigeru Ishiba. He took charge on the 1st of October, but he wasn't elected by the public. He won support from within his own party, the ruling party of Japan called LDP, or the Liberal Democratic Party, LDP. They elected him to be prime minister, but that wasn't enough for Ishiba. He wanted a public mandate as well, so he moved fast. Ishiba became party leader on September 27. He was sworn in as prime minister on October 1st. On the 8th of October, he dissolved Japan's parliament. A week later, on October 15th, he announced elections for October 27. That was the election date, October 27. So Japanese voters had some 12 days to get ready and vote. Compare that to the endless theatrics in the US. It makes Japan seem far more practical. But despite his unhesitant actions, Ishiba was taking a gamble. Holding snap elections had the potential to backfire, and they did. Japan's ruling party has lost its parliamentary majority. Let's show you the results. Japan has 465 parliamentary seats. The ruling party, the LDP, got 191 seats, down from 259. Before this election, the LDP alone held a majority. Now it doesn't even command half the House alongside its coalition partner. Japan's ruling coalition now has 215 seats, which is less than the halfway mark of 233. This means that Japan is heading for political uncertainty.
Our Liberal Democratic Party and the Komeito Party, which together make up the coalition government, have lost so many talented people, and it is very regrettable. The Liberal Democratic Party must take this matter seriously, reflect on it from the bottom of our hearts, and be reborn.
Ishiba's Liberal Democratic Party has ruled Japan almost continuously since 1955.
Well, it's like that's about the same thing about to happen to our Democratic Party in America.
The LDP has
They about to crash and they ain't gonna be able to hold it.
2012.
The same thing is happening in other countries.
Because of various scandals.
It's happening in America. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that caught that? Am I the only one that caught that? The Democrats is gonna lose. It's over with. They losing by a landslide. Vote for Donald Trump 2024 next week. Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, next week, goddammit. Next Thursday, goddammit. Next Thursday. Not this Thursday, Halloween. Next Thursday. Nigga going down.
It's known as the slush fund scandal. In late 2023, some LDP lawmakers were caught diverting political donations.
What would be your breakfast menu?
And then diverted this money.
Let me quit talking shit.
Slush funds. The total amount
Country breakfast, hash brown, grits, eggs, sausage, greens.
The people of Japan. The Prime Minister at the time, Fumio Kishida,
Country breakfast.
Of public anger.
Potato logs.
23% in December 2023.
Corn hash beef.
And kept falling after that. That is why he decided to step down as party leader this year.
Country red potatoes.
Shigeru Ishiba took over as Prime Minister. Ishiba came in as a fresh
pancakes, French toast.
Help the people of Japan forget their anger, but he called the snap polls before the people got the chance to see him in
strawberry shortcakes.
And he made another mistake. He secretly kept funding politicians tainted by the slush fund scandal. This might have been his undoing. Ishiba and the LDP had officially distanced themselves from the corrupt lawmakers. The lawmakers were not endorsed by the party during the snap election, but
I hear the police, but I don't see shit.
And that should have been that.
All right.
But last week news broke that the LDP was secretly funding these tainted candidates.
The LBGDT. Okay. High rise.
So basically, the LDP was still funding corrupt lawmakers while pretending to distance themselves in public. This outraged the Japanese public further. That too on the eve of elections. The result reflects the
result, because even though it is a hidden fund, it is still taxpayer money, and how we use that taxpayer money is very important to us.
So what happens next? Japan is holding a special parliamentary session. So they could choose to add another party to their coalition. Ishiba has ruled that out for now, but he may still get outside support from some of the other parties. It's unlikely that Japan's opposition parties can out the LDP, not unless all of them come together, which is a long shot. So for now, the LDP may continue to rule. But Ishiba may or may not be in charge. He is the one who led his party to this debacle. So he may have to take responsibility and step aside. We know for sure in the next few weeks, but one thing is already certain, Japan is looking at chaos in the near future. He wants them to push Russia towards a truce, but on his terms. The problem is he hasn't found takers for this. So the Ukrainian president is shifting his focus to the global south, specifically to India. He believes that India can play a role in the negotiations. According to Zelensky, Prime Minister Modi can influence the course of this war. But will Russia agree to a negotiated truce now at a time when Russian forces are gearing up to escalate and North Korean soldiers have arrived to fight with them? Here's a report.
Don't get scared now.
These
Nigeria.
are North Korean soldiers. Most of these men appear young, somewhere in their 20s. Perhaps even younger. They've never traveled outside their country, but now they're on Russian soil.
I can confirm that North Korean troops have been sent to Russia and that North Korean military units have been deployed to the Kursk region.
Soon, these troops will be dispatched to the front lines. Their mission is to fight the Ukrainian forces. Last week, the Russian president was asked about this.
Ukraine. Well, Putin don't want to pay for some Chinese soldiers.
Images are a
And
serious
some they ass
If there
go
are
get them.
images, then they
Goddamn
reflect
Japanians.
something. We are in touch
And
with
when
our North
Putin
Korean
smart in the
friends, and
motherfucker.
we will see how this process develops.
Yeah, we're gonna see how this shit work out.
The entry of North Korean troops adds a new dimension to this conflict. This isn't the first time Pyongyang has helped Moscow out. At the beginning of the conflict, North Korea supplied Russia with bombs. But now, Kim Jong-un is supplying soldiers to the Russian forces. It's a much bigger escalation. And Zelensky himself has termed it a serious challenge.
In particular, we have information that 2 units of military personnel from North Korea are being trained, potentially even 2 brigades of 6,000 people each. And this is a challenge.
How will Zelensky respond? Well, his options remain limited. For months now, Ukraine has pushed the West for more lethal firepower. This includes a request to lift restrictions on long-range attacks. But so far, the US and its NATO allies have been non-committal. Instead, they continue to issue verbal warnings.
Let's be clear. If North Korean soldiers do enter into combat, this development would demonstrate Russia's growing desperation in its war against Ukraine.
But more rhetoric won't help Ukraine. Zelensky perhaps realizes this himself. He's looking for tangible assistance, and he's reaching out to the global south again. Zelensky has made a fresh appeal to the Indian Prime Minister. He says that Prime Minister Modi could mediate between Ukraine and Russia. He's even willing to let India host the next peace summit. But his appeal may not be well received in New Delhi because it comes with a rant against India's time-tested friendship with Russia. Zelensky says that India should act against Russia. It should block the Russian economy and halt purchases of cheap energy. And extend more support to bring back Ukrainian
If India is a part of the BRICS, do you think India
If
finna
Zelensky's goal
get
is
the
to
fuck
win
out of
India
here?
over, statements
Hey,
like
we
this
can't help you,
may
sir.
work against him. Diplomacy doesn't work through ultimatums.
Better tell France to send you
especially
some troops.
if you're on the back foot.
Now let's turn our attention to Pakistan. India's broke neighbor is staying true to form. Once again, Islamabad is on the hunt for loans. It has been knocking on a number of doors. The International Monetary Fund, the Asian Development Bank, the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, the Islamic Trade Finance Corporation. Everywhere you look, Pakistan's finance minister is trying to strike some sort of deal. But the biggest fish he's after is Pakistan's go-to piggy bank, China. China recently deferred some of Pakistan's loan repayments, but Islamabad isn't done yet. It wants an additional $1.4 billion in loan from Beijing and even more debt rolled over. Here's our report.
Pakistan's Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb has had a busy week. He was in Washington, D.C.
Nobody want to talk to me. I'm waiting on the next question. Whoever asks the next question, I'm going to answer it. I got 17, 18 people, and nobody want to talk to me. It says spark time. Nobody asking me a question. Nobody want to ask me a question. You know, I can answer any question. I can answer life questions. I can answer advice questions. I can answer relationship questions. Like, what kind of questions do you need help with? Challenge me and see what type of answer I can give you if you ask me a question. Crack was stronger than cocaine. Crack hit different. Crack will make people do things that cocaine wouldn't make you do. Hello, can you hear me now? Yes, I just said that I took about 80 people to the polls yesterday, early voting. Yeah, a lot of them was gangbangers, homeless people, prostitutes, but I took them to the polls so they can vote early. I inspired them. I told them, I said, y'all need to vote early because I know you might be busy on or around that time during the election. So if y'all need a ride now, as long as you're voting for Trump, I'm going to take it. And they were like, okay. And I took like 80 people to vote for Trump yesterday. Man, Trump gonna win. This shit gonna be so easy. How y'all doing? Push me that like button. If you taking homeless people to the polls to vote, push that like button. You ain't taking no homeless people to the vote? Okay, I understand. Can anybody ask me a real sophisticated life question? Is anybody that smart in here? Like, let's start a forum, a conversation forum. Let's start a forum. Like, I got a question. Do you believe that a woman care about her sexual performance like a man do? Do you think a woman think about how her sexual performance is? D. Johnson, you say no? Is there any women in the house today? Do women think about their sexual performance? They only worried about what the man can do, huh? But you ain't, I had a woman, this unexperienced. It can't be good if you don't have no experience. And if you don't know what to do with it. I put the dick right in her face. She just stared at it. I was like, I wonder how long she gonna stare at it. She just stared at it. And her eyes down there jumped out of her head, but she just kept staring. And then I wiggled it. In her face. And she started. I asked, I said, you want some? She was like, I said, open your mouth. I told her, man, I put my dick in her face and she didn't know what to do with it. She was just looking. Eyes about to bust out her goddamn head. Then I started wiggling it. Started wiggling it in her face. She started wiggling with it. Her eyes was fixated on the dick. And I was like, man, what the fuck? I asked, I said, you want some? She was like, I said, well, open your goddamn mouth then, goddamn. So she opened her mouth and started the process. I was like, I be trying to tell women I got rules. You can't have sex unless you follow my rules. Like, what's your rule? You gotta suck it before I fuck it. Like, it ain't gonna get up. It ain't gonna work. I can try my mind all I want, but if I don't have no saliva suction, guction, muction going on at the same time, like you gotta suck my muscles alive. Like, if you ain't willing to bring it from the dead, like, it don't believe. They just don't believe. You gotta make it believe it. But once you wake him up, oh, you in trouble. Like, oh, all hell, bro. I turned into the Incredible Hulk the other night. Like, for real. Man, I took a pill and I went over to this girl's house and got an erection. When I pulled my pants down, I scared the shit out myself. I was like, oh my God. Shit, I'm already an 8.5 natural. God damn it, I was a 12. Like a 12 and a half. Like, yeah, for real. I was like a 12 and a half. Almost like right at a 12 and a quarter and a half. I was like, my God. Like, woo. Scared the mess out of me. I remember one time that happened to me. I was in prison. Man, I was on one. I whacking my shit. I think I whacked my shit about 8 times in one day. I don't know what it was, but I was on one. I was on it in a motherfucker. I got to whacking my shit, and then my shit wouldn't get up. And I started crying. I'm like, man, oh shit, I think I fucked my shit up. And I looked down, my shit had swollen up. And it was like 12 and a half then, but it was dead. It was just 12 and a half hanging. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I put in a medical form when the guard came through. I was like, man, I need a medical form, man. I got a problem, man. I got a problem. Like, what's your problem? I need to see a female doctor, bro. Like, man, I got a problem. So they ended up taking me to the infirmary. And when the female doctor took me in the room, had me drop my pen, she was like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, what's wrong, doc? She's like, you done whacked your shit till you can't whack it no more. Look at it. I'm like, what you mean? I'm like, for real. And how you doing? I ain't gonna talk about that. That's I don't want to talk about my experiences that I had in prison. How you doing? Push that like button. Show me some love. Nobody want to show me no love. I'm losing my audience. I'm just gonna stare at y'all like y'all staring at me. I ain't gonna say a goddamn thing. Y'all don't say nothing to me, I'm just gonna stare at y'all. Y'all got me feeling like I'm going crazy talking to myself. Got all these people watching me and don't nobody want to engage into a conversation with me. Like, what kind of shit is that? Sometimes I be thinking these be computers watching me. You know what I mean? Like AI bots and shit. Can't be real humans, because if I ask somebody, man, like, hey, man, ask me a question. It's either I got 12 retarded motherfuckers on here, or I got 12 mute motherfuckers that, you know, they can't speak. Maybe. I know I got a couple of I got some slow followers, like, but it's cool. Thank you for pushing that like button, though. What up, G? Can't wait to get out of work so I can smoke that blunt like just like you. Man, you got a job? Damn. An obligational job. I don't know what that feel like, dog. I got an occupational career. I leave and go to work when I get ready, take a break when I get ready, like smoke weed when I get ready. Yeah, whenever I get ready. If I feel like smoking a blunt right now, I can. Man, I got an occupational career. You ought to go back to college, dog. Go back to school a little longer, get you a degree, and you won't have to put up with that type of shit. Not in your life. No, hell, not me. I don't have to worry about shit like that. That's why they call me Snaggerpuss. Like, I live the free man, free life. Like, no obligations, no responsibilities. Nobody better not depend on me. I'm gonna be late intentionally. Like, the fuck? What you depending on me for? Who you was depending on before you met me? You better keep depending on them. Don't depend on me. You say, yeah, I'm a truck driver. Man, you can go independent. You get your credit right, dog. Go buy you a fleet of goddamn electric trucks. Start you a damn trucking company, man. Get in with Elon Musk now, and you gonna be good later, bro. I promise you. Get you one of them Tesla Cyber trucks and you're good. But you know what, though? You inspire me, bro. I just want to let you know. You see, look what I did. I told myself I was finna do something new and extra in my life. And I went and bought a commercial driver's license book. Now, I'm not like y'all. I ain't dumb. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna be dumb, but I'm not gonna be like y'all. I ain't going to no school and then have to sign a contract and have to work for that company for 3-4 years. You know, nah, I ain't doing no shit like that. Show you how the barbers do it, bro. I am a barber. So what I'm gonna do as a barber, the way I'm gonna approach the commercial driver license situation is that I'm gonna study my driver's license test inside the barbershop. Then I'm gonna go online and take the written test and get my permit. I'm gonna keep my permit for about 6 months. I'm gonna go buy me a truck and I'm gonna practice in my truck, my own truck, right? And in the process of me practicing in my own truck, I'm gonna start an LLC, start my own trucking company. Cause it's gonna take you about a good 6 months. You want to be safe. You want to make sure you know your truck, make sure you know the ropes, how to swing that big motherfucker around. Practice for about 6 months and then go take the test, right? But the moment I get my license, I'm not gonna never drive. For the 6 months that I made those payments on that truck on time, I'ma turn around and I'ma go put down on another truck. Now I'm gonna go down and put down on 2 more trucks. Give me 3 trucks. Now I'm gonna find 2 drivers, and I'm gonna let them 2 drivers operate 2 of the trucks, and I'm gonna keep 1 truck for a standby truck. And every blue moon, I might jump in it and hit it and go take a load. You know, if I feel like a local load or something, I give me a local load and be good. You know. I've been studying truck drivers, and truck drivers is a great occupation. It's an occupation. It ain't an obligational job unless you're working for a company. And you can make a lot more if you understand the ropes of the game, get out there and understand where to find those contracts, what type of apps to get on, and you can find different loads, expensive loads that people need special hauls for, stuff like that. And you know, you can make a lot of money. I got some homeboys that's into this shit, and they've been making a lot of money lately. For years, they've been making a lot of money. So, but what I noticed where I live at, in this area, in this region where I'm living at right now, is that every nice home that you see, if you look down the side or the back of that motherfucker, they got 2, 3 18-wheelers sitting in the backyard. And And it's crazy because this is the only city in California that allow 18-wheeler truck drivers to be able to park their truck in their yard, in their house, at their house. If your backyard is big enough to turn your truck around in, you can park your truck and however many other trucks you can get and park in the back of your yard. So there's a lot of people out here that got trucking yards out their house, right out here, and they don't even drive. So there's a big market and a great opportunity out here where I'm at to invest into that type of business. But, you know, sometimes you got to get in hands-on in order to make it happen. Okay, yeah, I didn't either. I learned from my friend, and then I just went to the DMV and got my license. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I ain't going through all that bullshit. I'm going straight to the DMV, get my license. Then, you know, because I have clients that have trucking companies, and they don't even hire people with less than 2 years experience. They willing to hire me as a part-time driver, and I'm gonna work under they cabinet for 2 years and get that 2-year experience. Oh shit, man, I fucked up and left my goddamn front door open. Damn. How you doing, big man? How can I help you? Huh? You got a picture of the haircut you want?
I don't remember my measure.
You gotta find a picture. Go online, find a picture. I gotta be able to see, I gotta know exactly what you want. I got you.
Royal Barge procession. And the Day of the Dead comes alive in Mexico as people parade around in skeleton costumes. Finally, we're taking you back in history on this day in 1886. The Statue of Liberty was officially dedicated to America. It was a gift from France to the United States. The dismantled statue arrived in New York enclosed in over 200 packing cases. It was then reassembled in the New York Harbor. We're leaving you on that note. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, he big ass left. Okay. Oh, man. Man, that's the type of shit I go through as a barber, right? But it's cool, though. We had a mutual agreement, right? Like, this dude just walked up to my shop. First of all, this motherfucker like 450 pounds, 7 feet tall. I ain't even want you to sit in one of my chairs. Like, that's just too much pressure on one of my chairs, man. Like, I don't want you to take a chance on even breaking that motherfucker. Then, when I walked up to him and asked him, I said, man, can I help you? How can I help you, bro? He act like he didn't speak English, but he spoke English. He, and I was like, he was like, Kota? I said, man, you know how, you know exactly how you want your hair? You got a Pacific style you want? Then he said in English, I don't know my exact length, but no speaking English, no speaking no English. But you don't know your exact length? You just told me you don't know your exact length. So once you realized it was a black barber, you was like, oh, I don't want no haircut by a nigga. I already know how this shit go. And Once I walked up to you, I didn't want to cut you in the first place because you big as hell. Like, this motherfucker, like, that's just too much pressure on one of my barber chairs. That's what big fat people got to worry about. It ain't about finding a barber that will want to cut your hair. It's like finding a barber that'll think that, hey, this would be cool. Like, I ain't got one of them old school barber chairs that can hold like 1,000-pound motherfucker. Like, I got one of them Chinese barber chairs. It hold about 300 pounds safely. But 4, 5, oh man, that might bend the. That's a little bitty ass pole up under that motherfucker. It might bend that motherfucker, and then my chair won't even go back up. I'll be mad as hell. Like, so we had a mutual feeling. I told him to go to your car, take a picture, find a picture, and come back. He got in his car and pulled the fuck off. I was like, you know, I didn't want to cut your goddamn hair in the first place, nigga. The fuck? Big ass. Yeah, that's the type of shit barbers go through. Anyway, I ain't mad at that shit. Can anybody relate to what I just went through? Thank you for laughing. Yeah, man. Cheers, bro. Since you still at work and you can't smoke like right now, I'm smoking for you, bro. Man, I need some coffee. I did not mean to walk out here without my coffee. Mr. Big Red Dog, 420. Mm-hmm. Man, I feel good.
You also have to remember there were fixed missiles and there were missiles and submarines.
The plan suggested a surprise attack in late 1963. The cost would be catastrophic. In a full-scale nuclear exchange, an estimated 300 million people would die. Faced with the horror of nuclear fallout, including cancer, leukemia, and birth defects, the survivors would envy the dead.
Very hard to imagine that any significant human society has survived. This is a question of whether human life in any civilized form is going to survive at all. Secretary of State Peter Rusk wrote in his memoir that as they left the meeting, Kennedy said,
Do anybody know what this is? You could here in the Bay Area. I went to school in the Bay Area. The Bay got some nice barbers, don't they? Do anybody know what this is? Where this at? If anybody can guess where this is at, I noticed your Golden State sweat. No, this my team. The Golden State put a team together so cold, the NBA had to go back to the drawing board. They really paid them boys to slack back from shooting the way they was. They were like, man, hell no, man. Y'all got to go back to normal people, man. Like, they really paid them to stop shooting like that. Because the league was in trouble. They could not stop them motherfuckers. Like, if you couldn't put up 150, 160 easy, like, nah. Man, them motherfuckers was at 140 in the third quarter. Like, man, for real. They had to break that shit up, man. They were like, man, god damn. And this was number genetics. That was number you genetics. Like, but boy, they had to split them niggas up. Like, hell no. The league broke that shit up. Like, what the fuck did Golden State? And they ain't know none of them niggas? Oh, they had to stop that. And they had a whole squad of them motherfuckers. Even the motherfuckers on the second squad was 10 times better than the first squad. Who'll you vote for? Ain't none of your damn business. Shaquille O'Neal? I think if you'd have just said, who will you vote for, would have been a proper sentence. Who you vote is not a proper sentence. Matter of fact, who ain't even a motherfucking word. But good try, though. They must taught you that word in college. What's up, Jed? Jed, come on into this conversation peacefully. Ask an intelligent question. Man, listen, man. You are 2 days early, nigga. Halloween is Thursday, not Tuesday. Today is Snaggerpuss Tuesday, nigga, not Halloween Thursday. You 2 days short, Jed. Stop saying happy Halloween. But one thing about Halloween, that's like the holiday for all ugly people. If you ugly, you ain't got to put on no makeup, no nothing. Just go out the door on Halloween, nigga. You still gonna scare the shit out of some motherfucker. Who's your favorite rapper? E40. My favorite rapper alive is E40. Hell no, he don't even make my list. Who is that? Name one hit song Cameron has ever sung.